Hey everyone, Lotus Dreams here again, and as I promised with the last Devilgram story I did of Satan, I did tell you guys I plan to do another Devilgram story of Satan, and it is this card. I'm sure all of you know which nightmare this card came from. When this nightmare appeared in the game, this nightmare draw appeared in the game, I was really happy of getting this card of Satan, Crying Satan. I also got the card of Crying Solomon. So I got both cards. So I have had a complete set for both Satan and Solomon. So that was really exciting, and I was really happy with it. In terms of this Devilgram story of this Satan card, I also liked this story a lot, just like the story in Flower of Love. That story was also very good, and this story is also very good. And it also shows, lo and behold, Satan crying. So that's one of the other reasons I have chosen to do this story and share it with everybody. The other thing is the animation of this card is amazing. It's like really good animation with this card. I think for those who do have this card, you know what the animation is. For those who do not have this card, it's a card that I hope you can get in the future. But anyways, let us start with this story. This story is called Our Story's Ending, and it is a Satan You Are Plus card. Okay, here we go, starting with part 1. Our Story's Ending.
Arigato.
Hey Satan. Thanks for coming with me today. Yeah, no prob. There's a new book that I simply must get my hands on. I know, you have this love for books. Me too. I also love books. And I also wanted to buy some books too. So, I was glad to come along. Lately, I've been downloading so many ebooks I got an earful from Levy for slowing down the internet at the House of Lamentation. Oh, really? I didn't know that they actually had ebooks. That ebooks exist in the Devilgram, in the Devildom, and also in the store in the Obey Me game. I never thought that ebooks would actually exist in this little Obey Me game, and in this time period. I don't know which time period it is though, but it's kind of surprising. So anyways, lately I've been downloading so many books I got an earful from Levy for slowing down the internet at the House of Lamentation. In terms of ebooks, I myself prefer to read physical books rather than ebooks, unless I want to maybe keep the ebook for future reference or collect them for a complete series or whatnot. But most of the time, I actually prefer to read physical books rather than ebooks. However, if I cannot find the ebook of a specific book I really want to read, I would just download the ebook version of it. So I figured I should buy a physical copy. I also like physical copies, Satan. Anything's fun if I'm with you. Yes, I feel the same way. Satan Sims, that scene is something I'm sure you guys are liking. It's a relief to hear you say that, though. I was worried that I might be imposing on you. Oh, you will never impose on me. I like to spend as much time as I like with you. So this is the bookstore, I'm assuming, since he's buying a book. The bookstore here seems to be a medium-sized bookstore. It has a nice environment. I can totally spend my whole day sitting in the chairs and reading all these books. I could literally do that. Oh, here it is. This is the book I wanted, the Before Lunch Mysteries. Well, that's an interesting title. Sounds interesting to me too. If it's a mystery, I like mysteries too, so it's something I may read too. I I would read too. It's a second novel in a mystery series, okay? I like mystery series too. What is it, Kagura? Are you looking for something too? Yes, I actually am.
わかった。
Alright, I'd be happy to help you choose. Let's see, what genre are you in the mood for? For me, when I first read this Devilgram story, I chose a romance. Next time when I reread this Devilgram story, I may choose a mystery novel, but for now, I'm just going to choose the second one, a romance. A romance, huh? In that case, I recommend Whispering Love in the Center of the Devildom. Okay, that's an interesting title. It's a long title. Sounds interesting. It was so popular that it got both a movie and a TV series. Really? Okay. Is it any good? Romance novels aren't really my cup of tea, but this one was entertaining enough. Okay. Are you interested? I'd be happy to get it for you, as a thanks for coming with me today. Aw, thanks, Satan.
じゃあ
Just let me pay and then we can go home. Hold on a second. There are more new releases over here. Ooh, I like new releases. Let's take a look. This book will definitely make you cry. Huh? That's really a title? That's a strange title. I didn't even think titles could be this long. But anyways, let's go on then. That sounds interesting. Are you into that sort of thing? I wouldn't say I'm interested in that, but it is something to take a look at or check out. I see. I've read a few books that left me feeling emotionally raw, but I hardly ever cry over them. Yeah, you're kind of similar to me in that for books I've read, I haven't really cried really at any books I've read so far. Well, not so far, all the books I've read. I've never really cried before from the story. Probably I've never actually cried from all the books I've read, since probably all my stories I got has no crying scenes in the story. Most of the books I normally like to either buy or check out from a library are mysteries, suspense books, specific fantasy type of books, some sci-fi type of books, and maybe one or two maybe historical type of books. I'm not a huge fan of historical books, but if the book is by a famous author and the historical aspect of the book sounds very interesting, I would buy it or check it out to read. But mostly my books are mostly in the suspense genre, mystery genre, fantasy genre. Of course, I don't read all fantasy, only fantasies I'm interested in. Sci-fi, same thing. If I'm interested in the sci-fi story, I would read it. If not, I don't get it. Definitely romantic suspense is my cup of tea, as well as books that have like a dark mystery behind it, or dark suspense, or anything related to suspense is mostly kind of my cup of tea. But I've never really bought or checked out any books that have actually made me cry. At least I don't remember any. But anyways, let's continue. So I'm kind of curious about this book's claim. I'm curious too. I've never seen you cry before, Satan. This is also a chance for me to see you cry too. Little side thought. I like the writing style, okay? looking over your shoulder at your book, and I think it looks interesting. The writing style does look kind of interesting. I guess I'll get this too, okay? If you say so.
それじゃあ
Okay, let's pay and go home. All right. All right, so that's part 1. Now to part 2. So we're back at the House
Yep.
of Lamentation. This is the study library room in the House of Lamentation. Here, I made some tea. Thanks, Satan. And I assume you'd like some cookies too. Sounds good. You always think up some really good ideas here as we're reading. So, cookies and tea sound perfect. Of course, thanks. I know you so well. I also know you really well, Satan. But you know, cookies and tea do work together. Also coffee and cookies also. But normally for me, when I have cookies for a snack or something, I have my cookies with milk, like milk and cookies. I think that works really well. I mean, cookies and tea would work well depending on what kind of cookie it is. Cookie and coffee, same thing, depending on what cookie it is. But I think normally when I eat cookies, I like to eat it with milk, cookies and milk.
それじゃあ
I'm going to start reading the before lunch mysteries, okay? And I read my book too. So Satan's reading the book. He's continuing to read the book. This is nice. Yes, it is. Even though we're just reading, it's very soothing. It is indeed. Whenever I read personally, like if I'm in my room having a book in my hands and just relaxing with maybe coffee, drinking coffee, reading, that's really something relaxing. I like to do it a lot, especially when I have spare time on my hands. I like to read. It's one of my interests. I do like reading. I also like to write stories as well as read stories. But if I ever want to relax, just to take it easy, I would totally curl up on my chair, sofa, with a book and coffee at hand and read, just like Satan. So continue on. Even though we're just reading, it's very soothing. It is indeed. Aw, simply sharing the same space with you makes me happy. That's sweet of him. Same here. I also share the same thoughts. Reading with Satan is also something that makes me very happy. Makes me happy as well as MC happy. So how's the book, Kagura? Are you enjoying it? I am, definitely. I am enjoying this book a lot. It's really good. I thought you'd like it. It gets even better as you get further in. Alrighty. Don't give any spoilers, Satan. If you like that one, I can lend you a few others by the same author. Okay, thanks. There are still so many books I want you to read. I'm looking forward to those books that you recommend. When I played this Devilgram story, I chose this one book at a time.
わかった
That's true. I'll introduce the rest some other time. For me, I like to, when I go to the library, I do check out a lot of books, but if I'm reading the book, I just kind of read the books one by one. When I finish a book, I read the second book. When I finish the second book, I read the third book. That's basically how I go about reading my books. It's something to look forward to. Yes, it is indeed. So, how's your book? Oh, it's actually much better than I was expecting. Good. Glad you like it. Glad you're liking it. The beginning is written from the corpse's perspective. Ooh, sounds interesting. That unconventional approach really drew me in. Ooh, whatever book you're reading, that mystery you're reading, sounds really cool. Looking forward to reading it too, someday. I'm already quite far into the book. I'm sure you are. For me, I liked when I read, I also read fairly fast. Like, I remember that when I was in the library one time, I checked out, I think, 8 or 10 books. And I finished each book in either one sitting or 2 or 3 sittings. And very quickly, I finished all the books. I finished all 10 books fairly fast. So for me, I am considered a pretty fast reader, just like Satan here. So continue on. I'm already quite far into the book. I'm sure you are, Satan. Sorry, I'm distracting you from your book. Oh no, you are not. I'm actually enjoying my chat with you. Go ahead and keep reading. Okay. I'll get back to mine too. Okay. So that's part 2. Going on to part 3. Oh, the end. That was quite a good read. So you finished the book. Good. For me, I'm only halfway through. But I'm almost finished too. I'm only halfway. Well, no need to rush. Take your time and enjoy it. I will. So basically, when I read stories, I like to take my time reading the story in the book. I don't like to read it in a rush. I like to enjoy the story as much as I can. So whenever I read, I just focus a lot on the story and kind of take my time reading. I don't flip through the book or read through the book really fast. No, I don't do that. Because that way I can't really enjoy the book that way. So continue on. Well, no need to rush. Take your time and enjoy it. A few minutes later, how about a break? Your eyes must be tired. Sounds good to me. Would you like some more tea? Give me your cup. Here you go. Thanks, Satan. I kept the pot on, but it seems to have cooled down a little. Are you sure you're not bored? I mean, we've spent our whole date reading. Oh, it's no big deal. I do like to read. So it's not a big deal. I'm really enjoying it. Really? I'm glad. I'm happy you're glad. I'm glad to be spending time with you reading. I'm also enjoying it. It's wonderful to be able to share the things that I love with you. Aww, same here. I also enjoy sharing the things I love with you. I hope you'll be able to do this more often in the future. Yes, definitely. I also hope we could do this more often in the future. Reading with you is just so relaxing, Satan. I love my time spending it with I love spending time with you. You either reading or just randomly spending time with you. It always makes me happy. Just the two of us curled up with some good books. Yep, definitely. I could actually picture this. I could actually picture the MC and Satan curled up on their respective chairs, reading together, and me playing the MC character is enjoying it thoroughly. Continue on. Just the two of us curled up with some good books. It's absolute bliss. Yes, it is. Right. Maybe I'll give this book will definitely make you cry a shot next, okay? Looking forward to seeing your reaction to that book, Satan. So Satan is reading that book. So he's continuing reading the book. Continue reading. Continue reading and his face changed expression. He looks really sad now. Oh my gosh, he looks so adorable with such a sad face. And he's actually crying. Are you crying? He's all embarrassed. Huh? No. I mean, yes, you are indeed crying.
Yeah.
He's embarrassed. It's not like that. I'm not crying. If you say so. I've just got something in my eye. If you say so, Satan. In this one, when I first read this Devilgram story, I chose the third one. Are you okay? Thank you for worrying about me. It's fine, I'm not hurt or anything. Who'd have thought that I actually cry? Well, to me it's not too surprising, especially if you're reading a book that's very sad. It's normal to cry. There's nothing to really be embarrassed about. So continue on. Who'd have thought that I'd actually cry? It caught me completely off guard. I'll pretend I didn't see anything. Thank you. It's absolutely mortifying that you saw me cry. No, it's not, Satan. No, it's not, Satan. It's actually pretty common to cry at stories that are really sad. It's really, really common. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. I can't believe I got so choked up. So, last part. So, he's going on to summarize what the book that he was reading that made him cry. This book is a love story between two individuals of different races. The protagonist is a human who wanders into the fairy country and falls in love with the fairy. Most of the characters in the book support their relationship. Okay? So they start searching for a way that they can stay together. Okay? However, in the end, they're torn apart by the fact that they're from different worlds. It's a tragic love story. Yes, it is indeed. In terms of a tragic love story, another one I'm sure everybody's familiar with is Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. That is also a tragic love story. For some people who read that play, it did make them cry, but when I read it, I was more interested in not just the story itself. I was more interested in how the characters developed in the play, and the events that follow up to the end that came before the premises, or the events that came before the ending, and what led to the ending, and what happened in the ending. I kind of was mostly reading the play like that. The ending was kind of sad and not kind of sad at the same time. I would say the best term to describe Romeo and Juliet is like bittersweet. But the play itself didn't really make me cry. I thoroughly enjoyed the play. There's no doubt about that. But it didn't really make me cry. Continue on. So it's a tragic love story. That would make anyone cry. Would you like to try reading it? Sounds interesting, so sure, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
No, I think you should read it. Okay, I do plan to read it, still. I still can't believe how emotional it made me, though. It's not surprising, Satan. So, don't worry about it. I want to read it again, but at the same time, I don't want to experience this sadness a second time. I could totally relate to this. Totally, Satan. Just like in the previous Devilgram story of Satan, The Flowers of Love, anything that's sad or makes me cry, I would not want to read it again or watch it again. And I mentioned the example in last Devilgram story, The Flowers of Love, is I talked about the Miyazaki movie, Grave of the Fireflies. That movie made me cry. I couldn't believe how sad it was. When I finished that movie, I was like really crying with tears streaming down my face. It was so sad. So for me personally, I would not want to watch that movie again. But despite its sadness, The Grave of the Fireflies is a very good movie. The story is also very, very good, as well as the music in the movie. So I can totally relate to this. At least that's how I feel right now. Aww. Kagura. Do you ever think about it? I do. That at some point we may have to say goodbye to each other? Yeah, I do. But I try not to. Because I do not want to say goodbye to you. Satan. I understand. It's better to just enjoy the present. Yep. There's no point in worrying over the future. Yep. I should just treasure this time I have with you now. I agree with you. Same here. I also want to treasure my time with you. Kagura, come here. Okay, Satan Simps, here comes the moment in which you are really, really going to like. Can I give you a hug? Oh, Satan's so adorable in this shot. Yes, yes. You can give me a hug. I want to hug you too. Of course. So, Satan's hugging the MC, me. Sometimes I worry that you'll disappear. Aww. But you're here with me right now. Yes, I am here with you right now, and I plan to stay with you as long as I possibly can, Satan. Because I love you so much. Continue, but you're here with me right now. Satan Sims, get ready. This part is something you're going to like it too. Kiss him. So Satan is kissing the MC. And the scene fades to black. I'm sorry, this isn't like me at all. Aww. I'm enjoying it. But that kiss made me feel a little better. I'm glad, Satan. I really also liked kissing you a lot. It also made me feel better. I do wish this book could have had a happier ending, though. When I read this Devilgram story, this is the one I chose. Then let's give it a 1. A happy ending? Yep. A happy ending. Give the book a happy ending. How? What do you mean? We could add some pages.
Huh?
You mean write our own ending and add it to the end of the book? Yep. Before I continue, this is something I like to do as well. It's also another interest of mine, or a side interest of mine. As mentioned earlier, I do like reading. I also like writing. So every time if a book's ending is not satisfactory for me, or I didn't like the ending, I would rewrite the ending to make it better. It's something I really like to do. That is why I like writing stories. It's also one of the reasons why I also like to do fan fiction, because writing is something besides reading that I really, really like to do. especially if I read something that I wasn't satisfied with, or something feels incomplete with it, or if I'm watching a movie and I was not satisfied with the ending of the movie or whatnot, or if I'm watching an anime series that I think could do better, I would often write fan fiction. Same with the Obey Me game. There are some parts of the Obey Me game storyline that I thought could do better. So I like to write a fan fiction to make it better. And especially because as a Satan simp, I totally would love to write totally love to write fan fiction about Satan and the MC. And I have actually written one. It's in the process of being completed. I have many parts of it finished already. There's more parts I'm still working on, but it's something I like to do. Besides reading, I also like writing, and one of them is writing fan fiction. Continue on. You mean write our own ending added to the end of this book? Yep.
あ
That's a good idea. It is, isn't it?
あ、わかった。
Give me a minute. I'll go get a pen. Okay, so how should it end? And when I read the story, I chose the first one. They live together in one of the worlds.
ああ、
Yes, let's go with that. So, Satan rewrote the ending. I've made it so that the human stays in a fairy country and they live there together forever. That's a good ending. It is indeed. Of course, they still have a long road ahead of them. Right, just like we do, Satan. Just like we do. We also have a long road ahead of us. And I plan to use as much time as I can spend time with you. It's an ending to the story, but also a new beginning for them. Yep, you got that right. Same with us. Novels tend to only focus on the dramatic moments in an individual's life. Yep. However, in real life, it's sometimes the everyday moments that play a bigger role. Yep, that's right. Thinking about it that way, it's quite interesting, don't you think? I agree with you totally, 100%. There are still many events waiting for us in the future. Yep, you got that right. We still have a long way ahead of us, and I plan to spend all my future in the current time, present time, and the near future, and the future with you, Satan, and because I love you a lot. I'm looking forward to living through them with you. Aw, me too, Satan. Me too. So that's the entirety of this Devilgram story, our story's ending. So Satan Sims, I hope you enjoyed this story and enjoyed the moments between the MC and Satan. If you don't have this card, I hope you can get this card in the near future. Or if you do have this card, I hope you also enjoyed the story. If you would like to comment on this story or this card, for those who have this card or who don't have this card, you are welcome to. And so that's kind of it. That's kind of all I have with this Devilgram story. Again, I hope you guys liked it, as well as the Satan moments in this story. Again, it is an amazing card. The animation is really good and was also really hard to get when it first appeared in Nightmare. So if you get this card in the near future, good luck, and I hope you guys can get it too, for those who do not have this card yet. Alright, so that's all I have for you guys with this video, and I hope to see you again in the next video. See you, bye bye.